All right, y'all. Top of the afternoon. Top of the afternoon. Top of the Monday afternoon. It's your boy B Jizzle. We are live back in the lab. And, I had my cake plug scheduled to come on here, but I think we're having some technical difficulties. So I'm live nonetheless. Until we can get the cake plug back up on here, I'm going to share some news and notes with y'all going on with OAT and our OAT vendor list and our OAT Facebook Fanatic podcast series. That's right. Are you a Dallas Cowboys fanatic? You want to come on my podcast and talk about your fanaticness? Yeah, we've got some folks already scheduled to come up, especially July 13th. We'll be kicking off episode 1 with the Silver Slayer. That's right. Some of you may follow him on Facebook. This podcast, Fanatic, all brand new, going to be right here on Build Different Groups. So shout out to all of my Green Bass supporters supporting the content today. Hopefully we get the cake plug in here today. If not, we'll get her back up on here. But it's also a good chance to tap in with all my Cowboy fans. We're streaming live on 3 platforms. So shout out to them Green Bass supporters on Build Different Group. Where you at? I need you to like and share the video. I need you to help jumpstart the algorithm. If you're just tapping in, leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from. Let's give you a shout out on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on LinkedIn, all my professionals with Military Creator Con. That is right. Military Creator Con has been rescheduled. It'll be not next April. Well, yeah, it'll be next April, not in Arlington, but it'll be in April in the stockyards of Fort Worth. So Military Creator Con, shout out to all my veterans, all my military creators on LinkedIn, and shout out to everybody on YouTube, baby. We're streaming live on 3 channels right now. And like I said, I was scheduled to have my cake plug on today. I created a brand new series, the OAT Approved Vendor Series. So shout out to my group, Official America's team. Shout out to my admin team in there, holding it down. We're highlighting all of our, vendors that have products and or services. And oh, by the way, let me just highlight one real quick. One of our top vendors, one that many of you have bought some stuff from. But shout out to my guy, the Hat Plug. Yeah, Hat Plug just in. I just shared this with my subscribers on my personal profile, but I'll be headed back up to Alaska this week with the 2025 Gym Rat of the Year, Mike Rock. That is right. And we got some hats just in. Got the best of best coming up. And I'm super excited. If I could just get to it here. Here we go. Yeah, shout out to Big Val, our approved vendor. He is one of our approved vendors. He's been featured on officialamericas.team.com. You have seen him on my podcast here on YouTube. You can go back and check it out, how to get your custom Big Val hats. Thank you for those stars. Big Val in the building. Not only is he donating lids, he's also donating stars. I'm telling you, this guy is locked in. But thank you for the best of best cap to go to the top fishermen, or in this case, fisherwoman, because we got outfished last year, men, by one of the women. And so we had Kim Clam from Alaska, big-time Cowboys fan, won her best of best lid last year. This year, we're going to see if Mike Rock can come up there, our 2025 Gym Rat of the Year, and see if he can, put his hook in the water and make a long-time dream come true, because he said this trip is a bucket list item for him. I'm happy about that. But if you're just tapping in on one of the 3 channels, leave me a comment and let me know where you're watching from, or leave me a question about your Dallas Cowboys. It's been real nice. We haven't heard much about the Cowboys, right? Let me get this right. Here we go. Having a little difficulties here, technical difficulties in the lab. Always going to be some technical difficulties. You're just going to have to get over them. But it's been very quiet, has it not? I mean, it is so quiet that Cowboy fans are still talking about trading for Max Crosby. Oh, really? Can y'all believe that, Dallas Cowboys fans? It has gotten so quiet this offseason. Now, we got 22 days until we got our first official practice, first public practice, kicking off on the 29th. In Oxnard, right? We still got about three plus weeks to go, but it's been real quiet. Why are we still talking about trading for Max Crosby? Trading George Pickens and picks for Max Crosby. Why? I know why. Because Cowboy fans are bored. That's why. Yeah, they real bored. And I get it. I get it. There's nothing to talk about because the Cowboys always carry that shiny object, right? Yeah, we do. We carry the shiny object. There is no other shot. What's Brandon Ayuk? You know, nobody's, you know, just imagine if Brandon Ayuk was a Dallas Cowboy. Could y'all just imagine that? Now, because y'all not commenting and saying what's up, so y'all going to have to just talk about whatever I want to talk about now. So if you got a question, throw it up in the comments, baby. Where my Greenback supporters on Build Different Group? Where them diehard Cowboy fans that do not tap out on their team? I need them Greenbackers to tap in, baby. Let's go. But imagine if Brandon Ayuk was a Dallas Cowboy talking about, yeah, trade me to the Commanders. Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, CNN would be talking about the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, they would. But it's been real quiet. Not a bird, not a chirp, not a tweet, not a handcuff, not a ticket. So we're going to keep it that way. And I hate to say it because I know in a week or so when some shit happens, y'all going to come back and be like, oh, BG, you cursed us, man. You jinxed us. You said the Cowboys was going to get them handcuffs, man. Well, we're going to see about this shoddy culture. Because I told y'all before we left the mandatory minicamp, if the Cowboys could go through this window through July to get to training camp without being arrested, without getting injured, some freak injury, right? We could get through this time, then maybe we might see the pendulum begin to swing because then we get into camp. And then we got to take this 90-some-odd man roster, right, and break it down into a 53-man roster. So still a lot of work to do, but it is so fucking quiet. I love it. Haters can't even talk about Dak Prescott interceptions. They can't talk about Dak Prescott nothing because Dak Prescott had the number 2 offense in the league last year. And nobody's talking about this offense. Everybody is talking about this defense, rightfully so. We went out and drafted our asses off. Yeah, we did. We got the best, the smartest player in the draft. Caleb Downs, right? Potential green dot in this new Christian Parker defense, right? 3-4, 4-3, what is it? I know somebody let me know in the comments below. But anyway, this new Christian Parker, everybody is talking about the defense. Well, the defense is going to have to clock in week 1 and week 2. Because I know that offense is. And the way it's looking right now, week 1, the Giants is going to be kind of beat up. Like Neighbors is not scheduled to come back. They still got Cam Scatterboo coming off that ankle injury, right? Jackson Dart and all of the media. And then we got the Commanders at home, where yours truly I will be at. So if you're going to the home opener or if you're going to Sunday Night Football in the Big Apple, leave me a comment down there below. Let's give some shout-outs to see who's rolling with us. What up, Paul Estes? He said, people are missing football so bad they're pretending soccer is entertaining. Thank you. Thank you, Paul. I want y'all to think about something. How many posts have you seen me post about soccer? I'll wait. Great segue, Paul. Thank you. It's so quiet that all Cowboy fans are become Mexico soccer fans. And I think, isn't the USA or something playing tonight? There's a big game going on or something like that. I know some of y'all are watching it. Let me know in the comments below who is playing. But yeah, everybody went from football to football. Everybody's a football fan. Like all these NFL content creators, everybody's a football fan, creating football content, but not BDG, baby. We stay about them Dallas Cowboys. That's right. Shout out to Sarah with the prototype reps. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations to our Department of Fantasy Women's Fantasy Football League winner right there. That's right, women. We're going to run it back in the Fantasy Football League. I've got a brand new league I'm going to be unveiling. If you follow me on Patreon, you just learned about it today, my 88 Behavior Fantasy Football League that you can join. All you got to do is comment on my post and let me know who your favorite 88 is. You'll go into a draft, and I'm going to go. And then I'm going to spin the wheel and pick 9 names to join me the first weekend of September. So more on that to come. But yeah, shout out to Prototype Fantasy Football winner. Shout out to my guy, B-Mac. B-Mac always in the trenches here on Built Different Group, was the top fantasy football winner. We're going to have BMAC up on the show. Both of these winners now, Prototype and BMAC, were first-time fantasy football players. What up, Kales? We see you. How you doing? Appreciate you tapping in. Hey, Michelle and ATL, we got the balloon plug in the building. Prototype says, Paul, accurate as fuck. I could give two shits about soccer. I'm not hating, but no thanks. Yeah, football. I see a lot of football content creators. Y'all done turned into football content creators. Go! Because they ain't got that content, baby. They ain't got that 88 behavior. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody supporting the content throughout the season. We're in our third month of the 120-day 88 behavior Patreon pick pool challenge, right? Yeah, we're in these lean months, you know. We got about 20 some odd days before we start hearing notifications. You know, Cowboy fans are going to stop being soccer fans as soon as they hear da-na-na, da-na-na. This just in, the Cowboys have reported to Dallas Cowboys train. Oh my God, the Cowboys or Dallas Cowboys train. It's time to tap in. And that's right. You know, the big three is going to be on it. The big three is locked and loaded. If you already see my girl Kales with the intels is in the chat. Shout out to my guy, Bob the Cannabis Cowboy. We will be spinning the block this season. We will be live with the pregame and the postgame show for Waiting All Day for Sunday night. The Dallas Cowboys travel to the Big Apple and play, and your big three crew will be live here on all three platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We will have our post-game and our pregame show, keys to a victory, and also our post-game show reaction. So stay tuned for that. More info coming in the group. But yeah, man, it is quiet, y'all. It is so quiet. It's nothing really to talk about. Like, usually you can't go to sleep on the Dallas Cowboys, right? Usually something is always happening. You know, it's gone so far that Marcellus Wiley, a guy who used to play for the Cowboys, who got arrested in the last 48 hours for domestic violence or whatever, the only reason why it's getting any kind of run is because they said former Cowboy player Marcellus Wiley. See how they do that, y'all? Y'all see it? I know somebody's seen it out there. You know, it's not news until they say former Cowboy, used to be Cowboy player, former Cowboy coach. It's quiet, y'all. Shoddy and this culture has the media quiet on them boys. And I know all the little regular Eagle fans that follow me on Build Different Group, I know y'all shaking in your little boots. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Because the Eagles, who have been the defending NFC East champions over the last 2 years, right? Oh, they won't win for a third time. They are destined to crumble and fall. I think the Eagles will be the fourth worst team. I said it in the NFC East this season because Dak and that number 2 offense is fully stocked and reloaded, baby. GP on the tag. Ding. Javonte Williams re-signed as RB1. Ding. Brandon Aubrey, best kicker in the whole damn world, re-signed. Ding. But y'all still want to talk about Dak Prescott getting paid $60 million a year. See how quiet it's gotten, Dallas Cowboy fans? It's gotten very quiet. And speaking of quiet, let's keep it rolling. Let's move on to some Patreon, right? Shout out to all my Patreon supporters. I appreciate all the strangers on the internet that support my content. Because, you know, if it was up to family and or close personal friends, they don't want to support you. They don't want to support you in public, right? Because of how they talk about me in private. I understand. I know how some of y'all get. Y'all think I don't know. But yeah, we got this $1,000 grand prize kicking off. Can you pick winners? That's right. I've gone automated. I've got my Yahoo fantasy pick or my Yahoo pick league. Come make your picks with Yahoo. We're going to get the grade right after. Won't be no BG mistakes by hand. None of that. We're going to have Yahoo picks all 18 weeks. Whoever can pick the most winners throughout the season, have the best pick percentage, well, you'll get a chance to win the first ever 88 Behavior autographed edit Now, shout out to my group plug, my group merchandise plug, Keegan, out of Tennessee. Keegan Utica has helped me put together this first of its kind 88 behavior edit, which will have 4 signatures to go with it. It'll be similar to looking like this. It'll have the photo at the top, and it'll have 4 autographs in the bottom, all certified. These are certified. Now, $4.99 a month. All you got to do is get my Raise the Bar membership on Patreon. $4.99 a month. Go to membership on my Patreon, right? Come down to where you see Raise the Bar right here. This will get you into my Patreon pick pool in September. That will qualify you that should you keep your membership throughout the season. Remember, you got September, October, November, December, January, all the way going into February for the Super Bowl, right? It's like 5 months. You got to keep your active membership. And plus, you'll be competing for this grand prize worth over $1,000. And oh, by the way, you'll also be competing for another trip to go to Alaska. Yeah, shout out to my guy, Mike Rock, 2025 Gym Rat of the Year. We're going up to Alaska on Thursday, baby. I just showed y'all that hat, right? Appreciate Big Val on the plug. You say, what's Gym Rat of the Year? Well, if you support me on Patreon, you can qualify to compete. Mike Rock is a Seattle native. He will be traveling via air. Airline ticket bought. $1,400 fishing trip bought. This is a over $2,000 value for $4.99 a month membership. I don't understand why more of y'all ain't supporting. I know why, because how y'all talk about me in private. Is that why? But I know Mike Rock don't. Mike Rock is a winner, baby. 2023 and 2025, he hadn't let his ego get in front of the mission. So shout out to my guy, Mike Rock. We will be pairing up on Thursday to head out to Alaska. Now, I know some folks are watching this was hoping this shit wasn't going to happen. Yeah. If I can get to the right one here. There we go. I know some folks silently watching this right now was hoping that they wouldn't see this come to fruition. They was plotting on my downfall, y'all. I had a hater go recruit a bunch of other haters to try to take down my operation. Will y'all believe that? But like they say, right, in the good book, no weapon formed against me shall prosper, right? So shout out to my guy, Mike Rock, baby. You going to the winner's circle up there in Alaska. That's right, baby. Haters, you ain't got no haters. You ain't popping, baby. So if you think you can compete with Mike Rock, you think you can compete with me, you need to get in my Patreon pick pool. I'm going to put the link down in the comments below. Let's get to some questions. See who's rolling with us. Sarah says, there's no excuse not to support and participate. Y'all spend more than $5 on coffee every day. No, Sarah, it's how they talk about me in public. Or in private, rather. I'm just going to say what it is. I love the people that support me. All I do is love on those folks that support me. But I got folks recruiting other people in the fan base to try to take down my operation, baby. You know when they form a team and try to take you down. Lars tapping in. Appreciate that, Lars. Said, I finally caught you live. Yeah, I haven't been live that much because it hasn't been that much to talk about. Shout out to B-Mac. That's right. Top fan fantasy football league winner right there. First time fantasy football player says, if you don't have haters, that means you're doing something wrong. You ain't never lied, big dog. That Patreon link is going down in the comments below. Multiple prizes. You got a chance to win a 88 behavior, first of its kind edit. It's over $1,000. Okay, this fishing trip to Alaska, that's a $2,000 value, y'all. I ain't making no money when you sign no $4.99 a month up. I just simply need you to get in the game, baby. So don't be counting my pockets like the hater squad was doing. Ain't that funny, you know, when folks start counting your money for you? That Patreon link is down there in the comments below. I appreciate all my supporters, both on Facebook and on Patreon, because you know who? Nobody does it better, baby. Nobody breaks this kind of bread with any kind of fans on the internet, especially Dallas Cowboy fans. Show me another Dallas Cowboy fan breaking this kind of bread with Cowboy fans on the internet. I'll wait. Just like I've been waiting on my girl, the cake plug. I don't think we will have the cake plug in on this show, so we'll have to reschedule that. So I apologize for everybody. This is a approved vendor series that I'm kicking off. I just had Lori from Crystal Visions out of Indiana, big time Cowboy fan. She's been doing Swarovski helmets for the better part of 4 years. So you can click back and watch that show. I encourage y'all to check that out. So shout out to Lori from Crystal Visions. We're going to have Missy Holmes, the cake plug, up on here. I got plenty of plugs. I got my balloon plug in the comments below. I got a shoe plug. I got a balloon plug. I got a cake plug. I got a hat plug. I got plenty of plugs, baby, and I'm going to share them with y'all this summer. So this OAT approved vendor series is to highlight vendors in my group, Official America's Team. Nobody else is doing this in their groups, y'all, but OAT. Real fans. We're not trying to run up a number in our group to say we have the most fans in our group. We have the biggest group. It is so big. Our fans are bigger than any other biggest group ever. No, that ain't the MO. We want real fans. Shout out to the admin team. Shout out to Caitlin out of Corpus Christi. Shout out to Juan out of Corpus Christi. Shout out to Bob out of Colorado. Yeah, shout out to Kales out of DC. Shout out to my admin squad in OAT that keep our group safe from all of the CD scams, right? There's a lot of CD scams on Facebook. You know, the one that keeps liking your comment and telling you to send them a PM so you and him could chat about some stuff, right? You know, CD want to chat it with fans online about the route tree, I guess. Oh boy, B-Mac says, don't have a green badge, but don't have a car, but I'm gonna continue to like and share. Now you with the top fan crew, baby. Shout out to top fans. All right, shout out to the top. Also a Patreon supporter. Yeah, we got folks supporting on multiple platforms here. But yeah, shout out to my top fans on Build Different Group. It's not all about support, because as top fans, when you like the content, you share the content, or you comment and you do all of that, and you get that top fan badge, wear it proudly, like my guy B-Mac. B-Mac competed in our fantasy football top fan league. So if you're a top fan on Built Different Group, I'm looking for new top fans to come compete with me and B-Mac in the BDG top fan league. So there's different ways then you can support. Just because you're not supporting monetarily doesn't mean by liking, commenting, and subscribing that you're not supporting. I love that more than the subscription. When you can like, comment, and share, that social currency is a lot more worth than that $4.99 a month sometimes, because it might go to somebody who need to see that content, like so they can learn, you know, how to get a Big Val hat. So I'm going to highlight my top approved vendor who's been with OAT for the better part of 5 years. Shout out to Big Val, baby. But yeah, we was going to have a cake plug up here today, and so shout out to Missy. We just had some technical problems on the other end. We'll get it taken care of and get it rescheduled. We'll get it back up here. But if you need a Cowboys cake, she's based out of Nacogdoches. Yeah, we was going to have her up on here. She actually made a cake for Micah Parsons' mom, as you can see right there. Yeah, when Micah left, she pulled up to the tailgate last summer with Big Bro's Barbecue, Cowboy Life family. Got to talking, met Micah Parsons' mom. Next thing you know, she's making her a cake. Just like that, baby. That's how it works. You got to get in the trenches. But let me get back to my hat plug. Enough on my cake plug, right? What up, Vondale? I see you tapping in. Appreciate that. B-Max says, I'm kicking that ass again. Geez, just so you know. Yeah, bro, you started off hot. I remember that first week you got me. I got you the second week, though. But I wasn't really paying attention throughout the rest of the season on that, and you definitely got the rest of us in that league. So appreciate you, big dog. coming back with that same energy. We're going to have B-Mac up on a podcast here pretty soon. As soon as we kick up the fantasy football stuff. So all the fantasy football stuff will probably be taken off next month when the preseason gets underway, right? But yeah, shout out to my hat plug, Big Val, baby. This is on its way up to Alaska right now. Whoever catches the most fish on our trip this Friday, launching out of Seward, Alaska, with Alaskan Dream Charters, this hat is going to go to the winner. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. Y'all think Mike Rock going to outfish me? I might try to take home the hat myself because, you see, funny thing it is about me is I don't eat seafood. I know, right? I go all the way to Alaska. I go on a deep sea fishing excursion, but I don't eat seafood. That's kind of weird, right? Say, damn, most people probably go deep sea fishing because they want to eat what they catch. I'm different. Hat plug tapping in right now says, hit me up before I get busy on the season sales from them customs hats. Yes, my man is busy. So don't be DMing him every day talking about where's that hat? Where's that hat? Let him cook. All right. Let him cook. He'll cook and he'll get it to you. And when he does, you'll be happy. But yeah, I go all the way up to Alaska. I don't eat seafood, but what I catch this time, oh, I'm bringing that shit back. And I'm going to spread it amounts. Some of my family and friends out here in the Pacific Northwest that does like to eat it. Now, the last 2 years, I've given up my portion of what I've caught to the crew. So we had 14 people. That means 13 people divide up 14 people's fish. They get to box it up and send it back. That's right. When we go on this fishing trip up there, they're going to clean and box and ice the fish up for us to bring all the way back down to the lower 48. We got anybody tapping in right now on Built Different Group from the 49th state? I know there's a lot of Cowboy fans in the 49th state in Alaska. Tap in and let us know. But I'm bringing that fish back this time, and I'm going to spread it out. I know my guy Mike Rock, he might make a fish burger. You know, he like burgers. So, but Mike likes seafood too, and I know he's going to be bringing back his. So we're going to be bringing back all the fish. Now, that Patreon pick pool competition I just told you about on Patreon, when you get my Raise the Bar membership, you'll also be competing against Mike to go to Alaska next season. So that's a double whammy. You're competing for the 88 behavior edit through the season to see who has the highest pick percentage on wins. And then each month we have a Gym Rat of the Month winner. And then out of 12, like Mike, who won last year, he won 4 out of 12 months, which ultimately crowned him the 2025 Gym Rat of the Year. So tap that link. It's in the comments below. Get my Raise the Bar membership, $4.99 a month. You got to keep it all through the season to qualify. So check me out on Patreon over there. Now, everybody supporting on Facebook, thank you to all of the green badges. I know a lot of green badges are like, well, why you got Patreon and then why do I support you on Built Different Group? Look, if you're supporting Built Different Group, you're supporting our podcast. You're supporting our OAT vendor series. You're now supporting Facebook Fanatic. It's a brand new podcast I'm launching July 13th with the Silver Slayer. I can show you better than I could tell you. Silver Slayer is out of Tennessee. I had a opportunity to meet and touch bases with him down in Atlanta in 2024 when I was down there for the takeover amongst Dallas Cowboy fans. So during this podcast, we're going to have special guests like the Silver Slayer come up and talk about how they created the fan, where their fandom lies, who their favorite player is, how they became a fan, all of this. What games are they planning to attend? How you can meet and greet some of these fanatics that you see on social media, because everybody is excited about the Dallas Cowboys right now. I am hearing that so many people are going to training camp. I'm almost thinking I'm not going to camp. I don't think I might go to camp this year. I think too many people are going to go. I think it's going to be too crowded. Matter of fact, I hear the first couple of days, they've already sold out of SeatGeek tickets for the front row on the 29th and the 30th. But the Cowboys do travel to the Pacific Northwest twice this year. That's right, August 15th. August 15th, the Dallas Cowboys at 5 p.m. That's a Saturday game. August 15th, 5 p.m., the Cowboys will take on the Super Bowl defending champions. Now, it's just preseason. But I know folks from Alaska, like my guy RC, coldest Cowboy fan I know, he'll be in attendance. He's coming down. A lot of fans are coming out for that game. So if you're traveling out for the preseason game, stay tuned. There'll be a watch party, most likely at the press box, where we're going to have on the Monday Night Football game in December the same type of setup at the press box there. So shout out to One Star One Family. Shout out to XP Hospitality. It's going to be going down. More to follow on that. I think I'm going to get ready for that August preseason game instead of going to camp. I think that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, the Cowboys play the Seahawks twice. So, August 15th, they travel up here. And then on week 14, I think it is, right after the bye week, no, right before the bye week, week 13, right? Cowboys play the Seahawks, and we go on a bye. And then the Cowboys will travel down back to the West Coast, which I plan on being at after the bye at SoFi Stadium. So, if you're just tuning in, let me tell you about One Star One Family. If you plan on going to some of the games like I am, where One Star One Family is having their events, you can go and get their tickets. I know they just put up some new ticket options here early. I'm going to share that website with you in the link in the comments so you can check it out. So if you're going to the LAX game, you're going to the Rams game, are you going to the Texans game, or are you going to the Seahawks game? You need to check out One Star One Family. Home opener weekend rally, right? They still got a Cowboys coastal camp out first week of September going on. Everybody with their campers, they all like to go hang out, all the Cowboys fans. You got One Star One Family in Houston, One Star One Family in Seattle. And you got the home opener weekend rally. So if you're going to any of those games, I'm going to place that link down in the comments below. That way you can attend the events. This is where all of the social media Cowboy fans are going to be at, like the Silver Slayer. Now, I'm not saying Silver Slayer is going to be at one of these events, but most likely these fans that you will meet on this Facebook Fanatic podcast that I'm launching on July 13th, you'll be more familiar with them. So when you see them out in public, oh, I know this guy. Yeah. Like Soup Man, like, Super Cowboy, like all of the super fans that you see out there. We're going to have them on our podcast. And like I said, July 13th, we're kicking off the podcast. So are you a super fan watching this for the first time? You know somebody that's a super fan that should be up on the podcast so they could talk about their fandom, like maybe Katrina Starr, One Star One Family? Let's get them up on the podcast. Let's let them tell the world about their fandom, how they show their love for their team, and how they carry on during the NFL season. This is going to be a ton of new content coming in. So Green Bay supporters on Build Different Group, this is what you're supporting. OAT Vendor Series, Fanatic Podcast, and also the Big Three. Like I said, Kels and I and Bob, we will all be kicking off the pregame and postgame shows, minus the games that I'll obviously be in the trenches, but we'll have all that worked out. So a lot of things shaking and moving. I think I put that link down in the comments below. Yes, One Star One Family link is in the comments below. And that's about it, y'all. I wanted to highlight our Gym Rat of the Year. So shout out to Mike Rock. I wanted to talk to y'all about the new podcast on Build Different Group. We got that out of the way. Wanted to tell you about the Patreon pick pool, my Raise the Bar competition, where you can get this first ever. This 88 behavior project is worth $1,000. Just think about that. $5 a month times 7 months, 6 months, $30, and you win $1,000 prize. I know why people don't do it, because it takes discipline. Shout out to my guy, Mike Rock, baby. You got to have that discipline when you go to the gym. I treat social media and my content like it's the gym, baby. If I ain't in the gym touching some stuff and lifting some stuff and posting some stuff and streaming some stuff, then I'm not getting any gains. Just like many of you who actually go to the gym and go to work out, if you don't go in and perspire and raise the bar and get them reps, baby, you're not going to get no gains. And when you go to the gym, just like much of our content creators, you got to have that discipline, baby. You got to show up every day. This ain't a game. It ain't on me. It's in me, baby. It's got to be in y'all too, man. I appreciate y'all tapping in today. Like I said, today was for the cake plug, but we had some technical difficulties. You're always going to face technical difficulties in life. You just got to, keep it moving, right? B-Mac says, I'm a super fan. If I only had me to look out for, I'd be all in, but it's DC4L. Hey, bro, you're the fantasy football guy, bro, on BDG. Not everybody has to be a super fan and dress up and compete. That's one thing that I do not like about Cowboy fans. And this is not aimed at anybody in particular, not you, B-Mac, not anybody. But I can't stand Cowboy fans because Cowboy fans, sometimes they always want to one-up each other. Why they call themselves the #1 Dallas Cowboys fan? They're not the #1 Dallas Cowboys fan. I'm the #1 Dallas Cowboys fan. Well, you can be the #1 Dallas Cowboy fan, but I've always been told if you show more people love, you'll get what you want faster than if you was running around hating on folks. So don't hate on the next person. Let's lift them up. So that's what this whole Fanatic series is about. We want to show the super fans out there that like to get dressed up and do those types of things. So a lot of things are coming down the pike. It's been very quiet, and rightfully so. There's no contracts to talk about. There's no, we should sign Bobby Wagner. We should trade for Max Crosby. Oh my God, we signed Aaron Rodgers. Like none of that shit. Like all them shiny objects are off the Cowboys, y'all. And I'm ecstatic because the shiny object has been on the Cowboys for so long. Now we don't know how to act. We still got our own bloggers running around talking about, we should go trade for Max Crosby. Now, BG, baby, I stick to football and not football. We keep it straight up and down here on Build Different Group. But it's your boy B Jizzle, streaming live on 3 platforms. I appreciate y'all tapping in on a quick Monday. We got 22 days. That's right. We're a Bullet Bob Hayes, the original 22. From gold medal or gold jacket to gold medal, right? 22 days away from our first public practice. And I needed to be so quiet. Thank you for those stars, Sterling. I appreciate that. Thank you for those stars that came in. Big Val, appreciate those stars on the content. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But lots of things going. There's really not much to talk about, like I said, in terms of Cowboys. But if something breaks, you can turn on your notifications. We'll be live right here to talk about it. A lot of things going on this summer, man. Don't fall too far off in the off-season coma sleep, y'all, because before you know it, in about 3 weeks, it's going to be this just in. Brandon Ayuk is no longer in the National Football League or whatever. I'm just glad Brandon Ayuk and the Dallas Cowboys, aren't you? Me too, y'all. We're going to reschedule the cake plug, so I apologize again, but we did cover some content here again today, and we were live as advertised. So make sure if you follow on BDG, you always check the events, because as soon as we schedule a show like Fanatics EP1, I already got Fanatics EP2 locked in. We're going into the man caves, baby. Who do you know got the baddest Cowboys man cave in America? Well, I'm going to show you the baddest one I know. It's coming up on episode 2, y'all. Lots of stuff coming, man. I'm very excited. So thank y'all for continuing to support. We appreciate everybody on LinkedIn. Shout out to all of them creators for CreatorCon. Shout out to all those folks on YouTube. Shout out to all the subs over there. But we'll be live back again if something cracks with the Cowboys. And if not, look for me. I will have exclusive content on my profile in Alaska this week. So if you support my content on Facebook, on my personal page, you'll see all of the exclusive Alaska content, like who's going to win that big Val hat that he created. That big, beautiful hat, best of best. That's right, baby. Keep following the best of best. And we'll see y'all in the gym on the next episode.
Turn out the lights. The party's over. They say that all good things must end. Call it a night. The party's over. And tomorrow, and next year starts the same old thing again.
Yeah, hey.